We already covered having a space for all of your teaching supplies, but it's also important to have a space created for learning, for the learning environment. Something maybe that feels kind of like a classroom. These are some old photos from years back, but just to give you an idea of some of the things that we've done, this is when we decided to go with the Mario theme, and I think there's some Pete the Cat in here too. I think that making your own space, making a separate space for learning, separates home from school. And it's really important, I think, so that everybody kind of stays focused and you kind of have that, there's a time and a place for everything sort of mentality. And in this way, there is a time and a place. This is the time and the place for learning. Have a set schedule. I know I said that at the beginning in my other account, anyhow. When all of this started in spring, I told everybody to have a schedule, stick to it, set it, and I totally stand by that. Some people think the point of homeschool or distance learning is that you can just sort of wing it, and it's a lot more casual. And while that's true in some aspects, it is still very important that since you are preparing these young minds for the real world, for things that they will want to go out and do, for dreams that they might have. My son wants to be a video game developer. You'll have deadlines you have to meet. You will have to be at work at a certain time. When you go to college, you're going to have a schedule. Things will be due on a certain day. Classes will be at this time, So it is important, I think, that they get used to the concept and the expectation. I'd say when you're scheduling things, give about 2 to 5 minutes between each subject or from recess to the next subject, just to give them time to actually get in the door, wash their hands, go to the restroom if they need to, that sort of thing. You'll find that schools actually do the same thing. You're kind of like, wait, why are we starting at 12:05? Well, that 5 minutes is for everybody to kind of settle down and get ready to work. Another way to make sure that the kids are being really accountable for their schedule and owning it is to give them agendas. A lot of schools use agendas, and I always wondered, I don't understand because they're 2 years old. What is the point? But there really is a really big purpose. It serves a big purpose. It gets them used to kind of keeping themselves on task and planning ahead for something else. And it's good. It's a good reminder. I know my husband's a really big fan of Google Calendar and, anything that's like an online thing. But for me, it doesn't work out. I use a paper planner. I have to use a regular planner. My day starts with paper. I look at what's happening in that day. I look at things that need to be graded. So it makes more sense for me to just use a planning book. You'll want to make sure you're keeping a binder for yourself so that you can plan really carefully for the coming weeks. I have 2 children that I'm teaching, so I keep their subjects separate with the teacher scripts, and I also keep the schoolwork separate for each day. As you can see, I have it laid out from Monday through Friday. All right, well, that's going to be a wrap for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I didn't drone on for too long. In the next video, we'll be talking about classroom management and keeping your sanity, which is a tall order these days. Don't forget that the videos are also on YouTube, and we have a podcast coming up. So I really hope that you guys are enjoying this, that you are getting answers to some of your questions. If you're not, feel free to message me. Feel free to make comments. I would really love the feedback. Stay safe, guys.